Hello everyone, my name is Moses and you're welcome to Stable Road Farms. On today's episode, we are going to be talking about the start to finish process on our rice planting process. So rice is one of the crops that we're going to be planting this year. Everybody eats rice, so I think that's fairly obvious. So that and one of the byproducts of rice is also used on our farm for our livestock. So that's another driving force for why we want to plant rice. We have a very nice swampy area where we plant our rice. We own it, so we might as well plant rice. So we have a series of reasons on why rice is one of the crops we're planting this year. Other crops we're planting this year include maize and soybeans. We're also planting other crops, but these are the three major crops: rice, maize, and soybeans. And you can just check our YouTube video for the other explanations we have given to how we plan on planting these other crops. So for the context of this video, let's begin on how we're going to be planting our rice. So the very first thing is obviously owning or having access to fertile land that you can plant your rice on. Like I earlier just mentioned, now we have that sorted out. Now, if you could just come into our warehouse here, we have some very good seeds that we use for planting our rice. This bag here, this bag here, a few more bags. We have our Faro 44, or if you want to say Faro 44, but that's the variety of the rice we're going to be using to plant this year. So what are some of the practices we're going to try to adhere to ensure we have a very good yield this year? Obviously, the first one is your land preparation. So just like in the other videos, we are going to have our tractor plow our land. And before this plowing, we are going to apply Roundup herbicide on the land. We are going to plant on about 20 hectares of land for rice. So the tractor, this is going to be applied to the land, then the tractor is going to plow it. Then the tractor is going to harrow the land, and we wait, right? When we are ready to plant, we'll plant our rice. The pre-emergent herbicide we're using is in our other warehouse, so for the purpose of this video, I will not be able to show it to you. I will get a screenshot of a picture and add it to this video here. But we're going to be using Butterforce as our pre-emergent herbicide. So when we plant our rice, we'll apply our herbicide. And then finally, for our post-emergent herbicide, we have a sample here for you. Yes, we have Select. And funny enough, this can be used as both a pre-emergent and post-emergent herbicide for your rice. So, but for us, we're using two separate herbicides because we already have the Butterforce, right? So we would either go with both of these as the pre and post-emergent, and then keep Butterforce for a later period, or sell it since our farm also acts as a fertilizer depot for our location. We sell fertilizers, herbicides, and things like that. So depending on what we want to do, we'll go with that option. But for the purpose of this video, Select is going to be our post-emergent herbicide that we're going to go with. So what have we talked about so far? Tractor application, plow the land, we'll apply our Roundup to ensure that there's no weeds leading up to where we want to plant. We'll make sure the land is well harrowed, you know, the sands are broken down into fine particles so that it will ensure very good aeration. Then when we plant our rice, we'll apply either Butterforce or Select as our pre-emergent herbicide. We'll be using Faro 44 as our improved seed variety to ensure we get very good yield. And then for post-emergent herbicide, we'll be using, again, Select. We will be using, if you can come over here, at some point, we'll be applying our NPK fertilizer to the farm to boost the growth of the rice. Not much of it is needed though, so it's not needed as much as rice, so it's just going to be done in medium quantity. And obviously you ensure that your land is weed free at all times. That is what the herbicide is for. For those who cannot afford the herbicide, you go with manual weeding. For some of us, I also have a number of weeders. It's in another warehouse. I will show that to you as a picture here. And that can also be used as a very good way of making sure your farm is weed free. So I am approaching one of our storage rooms at the farm, and I would just like to show you right here in these cartons are the knapsack sprayers. So we have the Jacto 20 liters knapsack sprayers. We have about 10 of these. You can just see here, and this line under is still the same Jacto. So all of these herbicide applications I was talking about, we are going to be using these knapsack sprayers. And then I was also talking about weeding, right? I was talking about keeping your farm weed free. And if you cannot afford to purchase all these herbicides, you should just try to make sure you have one of these, the weeders. This is a 4-stroke weeder, and it does an amazing job tilling the ground, turning the ground, and weeding, taking out the weeds on your farm. Again, if you cannot afford this, I think we have about 10 of these also. If you cannot afford this, then you do it the manual way, right? With the hoe, you just make sure your farm is weed free. These are a few methods or practices you can go with to ensure that you get very good yield for your farm. Please, if you have any ideas, if you have any recommendations on how you do it on your farm, you feel your method is better than ours, you can let us know in the comment section so that we can all learn from each other, and we get a good harvest hopefully. And yeah, that's it. If you can subscribe, we really appreciate. We will be uploading new videos as we do some of these practices that I mentioned to you, so you can subscribe so that you can stay tuned and see how this is done. And I think that's basically it for today. We will see you in a later video when we give you updates on this. Thank you.